Hello, so today I'm going to be doing my first mind-blowing science activity. And I'm going to do activity number 4, colorful jiggly crystals. So what we're going to need from the kit, and remember the kit, this little kit I got from Walmart, like, I want to say like no more like $14, $15, has all of the material that you need. The only thing you may have to add is some water and something to catch your water on in case it spills. So we need, from the kit, we need citric acid, we needed baking soda, red cabbage dye, cross-link polyacrylate copolymer, 3 plastic cups, medium scoop, small scoop, and the stir stick. So let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna fill 2 of the cups. Let me move some of this out of the way so you can see it. So it says fill 2 of the cups 3/4 of the way with water and set them on a plate. So I gotta set them on a plate, and I'm gonna go about 3/4 of the way with water. Okay. Add 1 medium scoop of baking soda to the first cup and stir it in. First cup. Alright, it says to rinse and dry that scoop, so I still have some water in this cup. I'm gonna rinse it and dry that over here on my table mat. And then in the second cup, we're gonna add 1 medium scoop of citric acid. So citric acid crystals, or salt, whatever you wanna call them. They look like salt to me. My niece said they look like sugar to her. 1 medium scoop of citric acid going into the second cup. So make sure these are pretty well stirred in. Stir that up really good. Try to get it to dissolve some so that it is more of a solution instead of just a big old pile of baking soda or salt at the end. I mean citric acid. You know why I keep wanting to call it salt. Now, our next step is to add 1 small scoop of red cabbage powder into each one of those. So let's see what that does. So we have a base in this cup, we have an acid in this cup, and we're going to add this neutral, which is the red cabbage powder, to it. Now, this one is neither acidic nor basic, it is just neutral. And so we're going to see what happens to this red cabbage powder, because it's usually like a reddish purple color. We're going to see what happens to it when it's added to this acidic, or this basic and acidic solution. So 1 small scoop of red cabbage powder to the baking soda. Let's see what that looks like. I'm not going to stir, I'm just going to let it spiral on down. Whoa. If y'all can see it from the top, I'm gonna bring the camera so you can see it from the top. And I have 1 scoop of red cabbage powder going into the citric acid. Very, very different colors. So let's get a closer look at that. Pretty cool looking. How it's just swirling its way on down to the bottom. And if you see it from the side, it's kind of just drizzling off in there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get that stirred up so we can keep on moving with the experiment. I wonder what's going to happen when we mix these two. So this turned out to be kind of a reddish, pinkish color. But remember, like, this cabbage dye is purple. Like, it's a deep, deep purple, too. Very neutral. It's non-acidic, non-basic. Just neutral cabbage dye. Get that stirred. And stirred. Those look pretty cool. All right, so step 4. Set the third empty cup on the plate. Pour about 1/3 of the blue water and 1/3 of the red water into the empty cup. Does this look familiar? Let's see. So we're gonna pour 1/3 of the blue water in first. Set this so it can be quick, kind of easily seen. 1/3 of the blue water. And about 1/3 of the red. Oh, okay. So it got a little fizzy bubbles going on because of the acidic and basic mix. When they get together, they release that carbon and it bubbles up. Makes a nice little bubble for us. It's kind of like how my nieces and nephew described it, like a Sprite. Alrighty, so we have some purple water now. Like this is what the red cabbage dye normally looks like when you mix it with the water. And I'm guessing this is back to a neutral now because it has an even mix of the basic and the acidic. Alright, so next step, step 5. Add 2 medium scoops of cross-link polyacrylic copolymer to each of the cups. I'm not sure what this is gonna do. Let me see what this let me see what this polyacrylic looks like first. Colink. Oh, it's like little crystals. Oh, little clear crystals. So this is what that looks like. Like a little ball of salt almost. Let's see what it does. So we're gonna add 2 scoops of this to each of the cups, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Wait, to each of them? To each of the... okay. Now the directions say to wait about an hour. I'm gonna find out. So we're gonna see how this looks within an hour. And it says after about 2 hours, I can pour off the extra water, and we should have some soft, jiggly crystals. So we're gonna see if these crystals are gonna turn out soft and jiggly as promised. Alright, so we are back after 1 hour, and now we're gonna see how these how this experiment turned out. So we dropped those little hard crystals into these 3 cups. So in this cup we had the citric acid and the red cabbage dye, and we're gonna see how these turned out. Ooh, very pink, slippery. Okay, I see what they call them, jiggly crystals now. They're squishy, kind of like fruit snacks or gummy bears. Pretty cool looking. All right, in the next cup, we have the blue, which was the baking soda and the red cabbage dye. Now this was our basic solution. So the pink cup was the acidic solution. The blue cup is the basic solution. And look at those little jiggly, kind of bouncing all over the place. Just squishy, jiggly crystals. And then our last cup, the purple cup, is where we mixed the acidic mixture and the basic mixture together. Now, when we did that, it kind of fizzed up and bubbled a little bit. And remember, that is because the carbon dioxide is being released from that solution. So let's see how these crystals turned out. Ooh. So these are a little, okay, pretty slippery. These are a little more slippery than the blue ones and the pink ones. The pink ones kind of got like a harder edge on them. This and the blue ones are a little bit firmer. This is very, very squishy. I can almost like squeeze it apart with my fingers. It's pretty cool though. Little jiggly crystals. Little jiggly crystals. Pretty cool experiment. Thank you, my first mind-blowing science. I poured the acidic mix into the basic mix, and it still had a few crystals in the bottom of the basic mix. So as you can see, it's a very, very deep, like violet, almost blue, purplish color. You know, like a violet purple. But what's really interesting is the crystals on the inside. They start to kind of move around a little bit, and they have a lot of bubbles in them now. Like the mixture is kind of like popping every so, not loud, but popping just a little bit every so often, because of the bubbles in the crystals. And so remember, when we did our first experiment, when we mixed the acidic and the basic together, they released their carbon dioxide. And I didn't think it would still happen with the crystals because, you know, they're kind of solid, but I was wrong. Not only did those crystals have some bubbles popping off of them, but they are also softer. Much softer than the regular crystals, the only basic crystals, and the only acidic crystals. It's also a lot bigger too. You can see the size difference in it. So I can find a bigger, this is like the biggest acidic one I have, and this is like a regular size one for what I just mixed. Not even the one that's been sitting for an hour. Like I just mixed these two. And this is the size, about the largest basic size I have. So you can see that these are a little bit bigger. I can't even hold them, they're so slippery. These are a little bit bigger. The ones that I literally just mixed seconds ago are even bigger than these, the ones that have been mixed for an hour now. And I think it is because that solution is trying to get into those crystals and make them expand, where in this case the solution was already mixed, the crystals was put in. So yeah. So the final step in this project is to take all of the crystals out of the cups and to just let them dry. So I'm doing that now. I'm taking my purple crystals out from the acidic and basic mix, the first acidic and basic mix. I've already taken out the pink crystals from just the acidic mix. And remember, I poured some of those into this basic mix, which kind of took it back to a neutral, this deep dark purple neutral. And so these are the ones here in the middle. Let's try to separate those. So that's these right here. I'll put them off to the side. The later acidic and basic mix. This is the first acidic and basic mix, and this is the all basic mix. Alright. So we're gonna see how those all turned out. It says to let them dry for 2 hours. So I want to see how these dry up. Are they gonna shrink back down to their hard little salt-like cells, or are they gonna remain this size? Let's see. So this is how it turned out after about 2 hours. So these are my all acidic crystals, my all acidic jiggly crystals, and they are a little bit firmer now, but they're not quite dry. Still jiggly, still pretty squishy. You can see that harsh pink line on the outside of these a lot better now. These are my all basic crystals. They've kept kind of the same blue. They got a little bit of a greenish hue to them now though, like a more aquamarine blue than that blue that they were at first. Next we have our quick or our long acidic and basic mix. So this is the one that was set for an hour inside of the liquid, and you can see they're a little bit bigger than the other ones on the plate. And then this is the one that I dipped into the mix at the very last minute, making those making that acidic and basic mix. And then I didn't let those sit for too long, kind of took those out pretty quickly, but they have changed color quite a bit. They were more like this purple color here at first, but now they're more moving on to like a teal like color. Some of them are just as blue as the all basic mix. I still have one that is mostly acidic, as you can see, but some of these most of these have gone kind of back to a basic mix. Yeah, they've kind of gone back to like that basic color. They were pretty purplish pink before we before those 2 hours passed though. So if you look at the last couple of seconds, well, the last few minutes of the video, you'll see that this was a different color. This group that just recently got mixed with the acidic and basic mix. But this is the end of the experiment. This is how they turned out in the end. So I kind of want to look at the size of them really quick. So this is the acidic and basic. This is the acidic and basic for the long-term mix. This is acidic only. And this is the basic only. And as you can see, these are quite bigger than the other ones. Yeah. This short-term acidic and basic mix, I don't know what happened, but it definitely expanded those crystals a little bit more than it did when it sat for a longer time. That's pretty interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this science experiment. Thank you for watching.